Hey everybody, welcome back to Make It with Mod Podge. My name is Cathie and today I got a really fun kitchen decor project for you. These are some recycled bottle lamps. I'm using fabric to create that lemon motif, and I'm going to show you how to do a sort of sloppy wash, mixing some Mod Podge and some paint together. So let's just dive right in and get started. The things that I'm using are a glass jar. Now you can purchase one like this from the craft store, or you can do a recycled one. This was my syrup jar. So just look for fun shapes in your kitchen cupboards even. We're going to use some Folk Art multi-surface paint in white, Mod Podge in matte, and like I showed you, I've got some really cool lemon fabric here. I'm going with this lemon theme because I really wanted something fun for the kitchen. I'm using these cork lights. These are lights that have a little kind of faux cork on the top, and you just place them right in and you can turn them off and on right there. Look how cool that is. So you could do a little collection of these. These are really cute for Mother's Day also. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and clean up your jar or your bottle or vase that you're going to do this on. And to do that, I'm going to just use a tiny bit of rubbing alcohol. So just put a little bit onto a paper towel, and then I've already washed this one down, but you'll just pre-do this before you paint. And that really makes it so you get any of your grease off of there. You don't want fingerprints on there, and the paint will stick a lot better. Really, anytime you're doing Mod Podge on glass or glass painting, it's a good idea to clean it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol first. And now I'm gonna set that aside, and we will go ahead and mix up our Mod Podge and some paint. I've got a recycled container here. I'm using matte Mod Podge because I wanted that sort of distressed kind of old world look. If you wanted it shiny, use gloss. If you wanted it in between the two, you could use satin. And we're gonna just pour a little bit of this into a recycled container here. Now you can paint, if you wanted a solid look, that would be cool, but your lights wouldn't shine through very much. So by creating a mixture of Mod Podge and a little bit of our paint, we are creating a look so that that light will really come through still. And you really only want to do one coat of this painting. If you painted it solid, you wouldn't really get those lights popping through. So let's just add a little bit of white paint. This is multi-surface, so it's glass friendly. Add a little bit to there so you can see kind of the ratio, not too much paint, and we're gonna mix that together. For this project, I'm doing white because I kind of wanted like just this clean kind of old rustic look, almost like a whitewash paint. But you can do this technique with any color that you want. And if you wanted that stained glass look, you could use a little bit of food coloring or alcohol ink, and that would create more of a clear look, like a stained glass look. So I'm all mixed up, and we're gonna go ahead and just sort of paint this on. Now, where the Mod Podge is, it's gonna dry more clear and see-through when the lights come on. So you'll just paint this all onto your bottle. You could do this on a mason jar. You can really do this on anything. And you know, I should say any glass thing. The other thing that's cool is I'm using these cork lights, but they have battery operated tea lights and fairy lights and things like that. All different kinds that you could, if you're using a mason jar, just at the craft stores and even at your big box stores, they've got all different kinds of fake candles and fairy lights that are battery operated, usually in the candle section or the little home decor section. So you just go ahead and paint that. And for this, I'm gonna paint the neck also, even though I'm putting a little decoration on the top there. Just wanna have you can kind of dab it. And again, I kind of wanted this sloppy look. And what I mean by that is just kind of, I wanted my brush strokes to show. If you didn't want your brush strokes to show, you could use a sponge to paint it on. You would just tap it in and kind of sponge it on, and that would give you more of a mottled look. Or if you wanted not really a sloppy look, you would just go very precise in the same direction, okay? So it really just depends upon the look that you're going for. I'm gonna set this aside and let that one dry. I've got one that's dry. So this one here is dry, and you can see that I've got where the Mod Podge was, it dries a little bit more see-through there, okay? So for this, we're going to use not our paint and Mod Podge, we're gonna just use the Mod Podge to attach fabric to our design. And this is super easy to do. Again, I went with this kitchen theme of the lemons, but you can do this with any fabric that you want. I actually found some really cute Star Wars fabric, and I was thinking about doing these for the girls' room, just as kind of like night lights. So find the fabric that you want and really, you know, just make it with that. So for this, we're using this cool lemon fabric, and I went ahead and just cut out a large motif, and then you'll just go in and cut the details out. So you just cut around your design. So I'm not real super detailed on it, and that's okay. You don't have to be super close. Okay, so let's go in, and we are going to attach our fabric directly to our jar here, or bottle. I don't know, I guess this is a bottle. This is a bottle. I love this bottle shape. I've used this on several projects. I did a beach motif on this one. And for this, we're just gonna add our Mod Podge. And now again, this Mod Podge does not have the paint mixed in it. This is our matte Mod Podge. We're gonna apply that to the back of our fabric piece. Just go ahead and get that really coated. Important to get all those edges. Just like so. I'm just doing this on a piece of wax paper. If you had your Mod Podge mat, you could use your Mod Podge mat, any kind of just little, even a grocery bag. Okay, now picked it up, and let's go ahead and place that. You do have time, you can move this around a little bit, and that matte formula, it's gonna dry perfectly clear. So if it goes over your design, don't worry about that. And just kind of smooth that around those edges, just like so. Pick that up for you. And I'm just using my finger to just push out any wrinkles that might be there or any air bubbles. Very simple to do. That's how quickly you can attach that motif. Now, normally I would let this dry for a little minute or two, maybe about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you can top coat. The top coating is really gonna seal this down. So you'll just go in and add a layer of that Mod Podge right over the top. And especially for the kitchen, I think it's good to top coat, because if you have, you might want to use a little spray cleaner or something like that on if it gets a little greasy, or keep this over by your stove. Just top coat easy like that. And then you're done. That's it, that's so easy to do. So now you're just gonna set it aside and let it dry. I like to let projects like this dry overnight just to be safe. And once it's done and dried, you can finish it off lots of different ways. You could add, you know, silk flowers or things like that. I went with a simple idea. I just had some leftover twine, actually from some food packaging. So I just hot glued it around the necks of my bottles there. And then of course, we added our lights. So this is what the lights look like. They come on this long string, and these are at all the different craft stores. And they turn on like that, so you just stick it right on in to your bottle, and you can turn them off and on as you want. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I hope that this bottle lamp project has inspired you to make something fun for your kitchen. These make great Mother's Day gifts, and if you're selling at any bazaars, these are really great sellers. All right, I'll be back here next week with another fun project for you, Thursdays at Facebook and Saturdays at YouTube. Make sure you use those hashtags Mod Podge and Plaid Crafts so everybody back at Plaid can see what you're making. Have a great week.